It's so interesting this, because over the course of my sort of adult life, I have always, so having had many, quote unquote long-term relationships. I mean, they're really not very long compared to, most of my friends' relationships these days, but I always used to look at people going from one relationship to the next and be really confused by that, and really sort of perplexed, because for me, I always felt like I needed a considerable amount of time just to get over the relationship
Yeah.
just come out of. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And I think that that probably says a lot more about the individual, because some people are just terrified to be on their own. They're just
Yeah.
absolutely terrified of it. And I'm not surprised, because we're all conditioned to think that being single is awful. Like, I grew up a child of the 90s, and the entire premise of things like Friends or Sex and the City or Bridget Jones, all of that is the basic underlying assumption is that it's awful to be single. What a terrible, awful, horrendous thing. We must all get partnered up, to the point where, like, a woman who's single in her 30s, that's enough of a plot point to get a movie made in the 90s and the early 2000s. I'm like, oh my God, there's a single woman in her 30s. We must make a film about this bizarre situation. So we all pick up on these messages of like how awful it is, that it's a marker of social success that you're in a relationship. Doesn't matter if that relationship is shit. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's a terrible, just any relationship is better than no relationship at all. And you get people that maybe they've never been single. Maybe they've never ever had to try and find out what it's like to be by yourself and live on your own and have your own space and look after yourself. And I think that underlines a lot of the behavior when people are jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, is
Mm.
it's a fear of finding out who you are by yourself.
Yeah.